Hello, you're watching Avenue X, and today I want to talk about a recently finished airing Chinese contemporary drama, 家事法庭, Hold a Court Now. This is a 26 episodes drama that has finished airing on Tencent, iQIYI, and also CCTV 1. When it was initially filmed, it was named 我们与法庭的距离, which means our distance with the court. They started shooting at the very end of 2023 and then wrapped in March 2024, and it didn't air until March 2026, so the whole post-production period took over 2 years to finish. This drama is actually done by Tencent plus CCTV, satellite television, plus the Supreme Court of China's Media Center. There are many scenes in this drama where you can tell the actors were saying different lines and it got dubbed over by themselves later, but the mouth doesn't fit. So I'm guessing it went through a lot of censorship thing and make sure everything that's said is correct. And this is no news to Chinese dramaland. Anything that's regarding police work, court work, Chinese prosecution usually takes a long time to go through. This drama is an original creation, not based on any existing material. And its director, Xie Dongshen, used to be Zhang Yimou's assistant director. As for the casting, it is clearly led by Gong Jun and Yuan Ming, and I think they cast these people so that it can get more views because they have fandoms. And then the rest of the cast would be the more proper actors who are beyond the age of being popular for young fans but have been well established. This is surprisingly a very watchable drama. I had almost no expectation of it going in, and I found myself not stopping and keep watching because the cases are actually quite interesting. So I'll first introduce you to what the story is, then I'll go into, as usual, the good and bad of it. This is a contemporary drama supposedly happening now in a city that is obviously fictional, like non-specific. And it's talking from, you can say, two main characters' POV, Yuan Ming and Gong Jun's. But if you have to say who is more POV, it will be Gong Jun's character, because this drama actually gets a lot of OS with his narrative voice. It's like his working diary when he works at this family court. So he's supposedly a very young and promising judge, and his aim was always going to Supreme Court and being specialized in criminal cases, and he's famous for being a case closing machine. He can deal with like 3 cases in one morning type of situation. Because he's very successful on the rise, I guess like his leaders and are thinking he needs a little bit education and polishing. So they sent him to a district kind of court and then the family court, where all the cases they get are cases regarding, for example, divorce, inheritance, who gets the kid. Very melodramatic, as you can imagine. It's not his forte, and he's not very interested in it, and he always thought law should just be impartial, rational, completely logical, not thinking about any emotional and any of that part. And obviously this whole drama is kind of his re-education of how things can be actually really, really complicated. At the same time, when he's working at this district court, across the street from the court is a small law firm that's being running by a guy who is basically already retired, but he still maintains this tiny booth-like firm just for the fun and for in case people need help. And he hires one young lawyer who's not graduated from a very famous law school and nothing cool to show off, who's played by Yuan Ming. You know, casting them for the purpose of, obviously, there's kind of gonna be a romantic storyline, but it's not really essential. And we will come across quite a few cases in the process of the 26 episodes that's covering all bases of every kind of shitty situation that families can run into and will end up in court to deal with it. Now, let's get to the good and bad part. I'll say the not so ideal things first. Number 1, it actually has nothing to do with the drama itself. It is me not being happy about, at some point of the drama, it stopped updating for quite a few days. And at the time, I was actually really interested in the story. Yet they stopped airing for like a whole weekend, and then after that, a few days. And I was like very confused about its timing and why it happens. I think because it's airing synced up to CCTV, and for whatever television station schedule, everything gets like jumbled up and it didn't air. Really uncomfortable. And then because I waited a few days for it to not show up, didn't know when it's gonna come back. So by the time I know it's already airing again, a few days have passed and new episodes updated, so I have to chase it. It was just inconvenient for me and didn't feel good. And also they didn't really plan it. It's like they didn't even tell you, okay, we stopped airing for these few days. When it's gonna come out, it's like all blurry. And I was like, that's not a very nice experience for me as a viewer, but it's really not the drama's fault. It's more like the scheduling of the platform and whatever happened. The second thing is, this is shot at the end of 23 and beginning of 24, and I wouldn't say necessarily the actors from that point on to now like have improved greatly. So if it's shot now, it will be better. But if you're looking forward to like great acting from both leads, you probably are not gonna get it. I don't think they provide bad performance to the point where it takes you out of the story. But if you say the story gets leveled up by their performance, like you care about these characters so much that you, for a huge part of the reason you watch the drama is you want to know what happens to this lawyer and this judge, then it's not that type of drama. Renbing actually did a better job. I find her much more just watchable in contemporary drama with her very young girl voice. She still has the same voice and it's her voice. She's not dubbed in the drama. Yet because this is in a contemporary setting and she's playing a normal working person who's at most of the time not really at top of her game, and she's got a lot of problems just like a normal person, and it's just becoming a lot more relatable and believable. And also because it's contemporary drama, so she doesn't need to put on any type of air, where she actually can say things very clearly. Like her dictation is no problem. So I find her line delivery, her performance, and her character in this drama is a lot more relatable and understandable and actually lovely compared to her period idol whatever dramas where things just don't make sense. Compared to her, Gong Jun's character is to some extent believable when he's sitting on the judge's seat in the court, dressed up like that. But it's his own line delivery, and he always has that problem of being very clunky and very monotone and very choppy. Pop, 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 pop. And he pop through the whole drama. Often I have to like really reason with myself. He didn't do it intentionally. He really can't help it. He just can't seem to flow when he's acting. When he's in variety shows, he sounds a lot less choppy, but you can still hear there's that clunkiness in his natural kind of like expression. It's just when it's acting, I think he's trying to be serious and trying to focus and trying to do that. Therefore, it becomes even more pronounced. I have to learn to ignore it. Otherwise, occasionally I'll start laughing. I'm like, if I hear somebody in real life talk like that, I'll start questioning, what are you doing? It's kind of like weird. Other than that, he's just doing a very normal job. And also because this drama is depicting a normal sort of like working environment of the court. And there's no epic things. There's no end of the world depending on us. It's not idol fantasy, any of those things. No ground for people to be pretentious to the level that it's unbelievable. So as long as I can ignore sometimes the really funny choppy line delivery, then overall actually it's watchable. It's like nothing stand out as really weird. But I put it still in the not ideal part because I think the truth is, had these two people been even better at acting, it could be an even better drama. So let's talk about the great things about this drama. Number one, even though the two leads are there for traffic and for attention, but not for the best performances they could possibly bring to the drama, a lot of the other people are great. And those are the older actors who really exist in the industry because they've existed for years and they're very, very professional. As the colleagues and the leaders of our male lead, as he is a young judge and there are older people. And for example, the two ladies who worked at this court system for years who are very specialized in family court business, they have a lot of screen time. Their family story, their husband, their marriage, their children, and friends around them, and what is the overall kind of like living condition of these people. And so it includes a lot of mid-age actors, and doing this type of dramas is completely their comfort zone and very CCTV vibe drama that doesn't have too much of a character in any department, but just flows quite nicely. I admit I enjoy watching the stories of these people sometimes more than the leading characters. Second great thing about this drama, I kind of already mentioned it in the first point, which is the peripheral of everybody, their living. It feels very much like a filled with 活人感, like a living, breathing, real people story drama instead of a highly detached, highly dramatized, and only focused on one thing and not making you feel these people are relatable or living in a real environment drama. And those are written and shot in a way that is actually not less important than the cases themselves. So when I was watching it, I do feel like I can actually get to know all the individual characters, who they are as people, and how work and life blend together in them. I think it's trying to show that, the judges are also humans too. Also, on some level, I think it works as a 科普 kind of drama, basically to introduce to the audiences, to the general public, of some basic knowledges and ideas about cases, prosecutions, court procedures, how things are done, even down to the details of when the court starts, who says what, at what point, and what needs to be first put out there. It's like all those very detailed line by line, step by step thing that you don't necessarily always see in all dramas. And in this drama, it's like very detailedly laying that out and give you an idea about, say, if you ever need to go to court, what it looks like. And I think that probably is also one of the reasons why this drama got ordered and made and planned and done for that purpose. The third thing, if you're not interested in either 人民公君 or like any of that, I would then say you can check out this drama because of the cases featured in this drama. All kinds of situations a family can run into, to the point that they have to go to court to get it solved, including siblings fighting for example, inheritance that end up in really ridiculous situations, including husband and wife getting divorced and then who gets the custody of the kid. Old people get targeted by fraud. Their kids, right, is trying to sue the person who is trying to cheat their mother's love. It's like everything imaginable and horrendous that can happen within a family. And by hearing me say that, you might think, oh my god, it's another 鸡飞狗跳. The chicken is flying, the dog is biting, the courtyard is messed up, and everything is up in the air. Super melodramatic drama. Interestingly enough, although it has a lot of over-the-top and quite dramatic cases, it's actually overall not making you feel blood pressure rising and then life is shit. There's no hope. And everything is messed up and people are all evil. It actually overall maintains not a very negative overview, I'd say, on humanity. They balance it really well with comedy, with time to breathe, with the injections of different parties in the story and twists and turns that can happen. The drama's representation of a lot of those things are realistic enough, but not going down for the we need to have 10 trending hashtags when this episode goes out online because it has all the things people are talking about on the internet these days. It's one of those dramas that has a little bit decency, looking upon humans with kindness eye. There's no simple sort of categorizing of black and white, good and bad people. And I have to say, such kind of like kind drama is, particularly in crime, right, and then in court drama these days, is not easy to come by. Often people would pick the darker, more psychotic, and the society is all effed up angle so that it looks cooler and makes our leading characters looking more like tragic hero fighting the big whatever impossible to defeat monster. This drama is like, at the end of the day, you're gonna sit down and have dinner. You have problems with each other, yes, but then reality is most of the time, if we can solve it nicely, just don't fight. You can say it's not like sexy, but it probably is a lot more realistic. And overall, as it turned out, I really like this tone. I didn't expect myself to be actually really liking this drama, but as I was watching overall, I was like, hey, this is actually a quite adorable drama. Final point is, although this drama casted Gong Jun and Ren Min clearly for the purpose of getting young audiences in and their fandom working for them, so there's like otherwise nobody will watch it. It will be auntie and uncle and grandpa watching this drama. But if you're worried, is this a romantic drama that's just like under the skin of a law, a court drama, where everything else is just designed for people to fall in love? Don't worry. This is a CCTV and Supreme Court drama, so definitely the priority is to show the legal system, the family court, the people who work at court, and make the court system look good. You do see that romantic line, but it doesn't happen until quite late. Early stage, these two people are just working and they're meeting each other under purely professional circumstances, and most of the time they don't like each other. Classic thing, right? If you get along very well right from the beginning, then there's nothing to say about your relationship. Only the last episode, they create like one last hiccup, right, before they could get together, which is very 10 years ago or even 20 years ago of Dramaland. I will not spoil it for you, but when it happens, I trust everyone when they see that scene, they will laugh. Also because how they filmed it, it's very, very, again, 10 to 20 years ago, idol drama land way of filming it. I can't imagine how weird it feels for the actors when they did it. That should be the end of this review on the drama, the Hold a Court Now, in Chinese, Family Court, 家事法庭. I would highly recommend you check it out. You will find some of the cases quite interesting and be moved by the like unit actors' performances. You'll find overall the tone is actually positive, and it actually has a lot of comedy moments that happens that makes you grin and recognize it. As a fellow member of the 2020s contemporary society working person, if you are one of those, okay. If you live in a castle and you own like 10 yachts, then just ignore that. That should be the end of this video. Thank you for watching. Avenue X. I'll see you in my next video. Meanwhile, live long and happy drama watching.